Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome out to tonight's weekly training webinar for all of the members of Tax Sale Support. We appreciate having you join us. Steve will be here in just a moment. I just noticed here I didn't finish my topic there in front there, taking advantage of. Well, the topic for tonight, we want to get into some of what's happening around us right now. We know the world's in kind of a state of chaos here with everything being canceled with the coronavirus, and it is affecting things, in the tax sale world. But at the same time, as it shakes things up, it's going to end up creating opportunities, and so we want to talk about that a little bit tonight, and maybe help many of you prepare for some of those opportunities so that you can profit, from some of the chaos and be finding opportunities rather than maybe make money while everybody else is losing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for starters though, if you may have seen some of the other videos that we post here throughout the week. The coronavirus most recently led to the postponement of auctions all over. I mean, it kind of had a domino effect. But basically everything for March has been canceled almost.
Yeah.
At least in terms of live auctions.
Oh yeah, well, and some states like Arkansas have pretty much postponed or canceled everything until we know, at least till June 30th. I mean, they may, go ahead and get those rescheduled sooner than that.
Yeah, but that date scares me. June 30th, that seems so far away.
Yeah, well, and I think it's kind of a wait and see type thing where because some of the counties still have their auctions. We're still getting the auction list for April where they haven't postponed them yet. So some of the counties some states are kind of taking an approach like Arkansas where they're just postponing everything until,
everything's on hold
till June, and then maybe they'll do something if if new news comes. Other states or counties are just kind of sitting back and waiting to see what happens because the auction's still 3 weeks or 4 weeks or a month out or whatever.
Yeah. Primarily this is affecting live auctions in the counties that are used to holding just live auctions. They're not really set up for to do online auctions. The counties that were doing both, like live and online at the same time, are just switching over to full online auctions, and so that's working out pretty well. The rest of the online auctions are unaffected.
Yeah.
Which has been one of the nice things. So, just quickly here, we'll go through these ones. Everything in Arkansas, so they were scheduled to start in early April, but everything has been postponed until June 30th, basically, is what they're listing here.
Yeah, in fact, we were planning on going out to one of these auctions with some of our coaching students.
Oh, yeah.
And had been planning this for several months, and this this whole thing kind of put a wrench in that, where we were planned on going out there and attending the auctions. So with Arkansas, it's kind of a wait and see game and see what they're going to do here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, a lot of these places that had live auctions scheduled in the coming days have canceled those. Virginia, we've got several different auctions that were postponed.
Yeah, Fairfax, Richmond, and then also Fredericksburg City also canceled their sales.
Yeah, some of the ones in Connecticut, some of the cities have rescheduled their auctions for June, and others are just basically waiting, kind of in limbo to reschedule.
Yeah, and with Connecticut, there's still some auctions scheduled for April that they haven't canceled yet, kind of waiting to see what happens. So
the online auctions in New Jersey are still happening, like normal, but the live auctions in New Jersey have all been, postponed, and we don't have any dates on those yet.
Yeah, and they said they're going to reschedule them in the near future, so we should see the dates on those coming up pretty quickly.
Yeah, and with New York, their live auctions have been postponed also. So.
There is a county like Orange County though in New York that went just straight online.
Yeah, that now has their online, in Indiana they had an auction that was scheduled through SRI Auctions that's been postponed.
Yeah, they actually do a seminar before their auctions that was going to be set for here in a couple of days. And at that point, you know, they had to cancel it. They've set that up for June, and so they'll go ahead and do that and start the auctions in June.
Lewis and Vicky have an interesting question. Like what about Arkansas properties that reach their 2-year mark? So for the most part, the counties are still, the counties are still in operation, and I believe that they're still going to be able to do things online. And so on the ones that are coming up here on that 2-year mark, I think you can probably still submit your offers the same way that you would. And I think that'll still be applicable. In fact, so most of that stuff may not change. If there's a property that is expiring, we can probably still submit an offer and get that property. What this is really going to affect is all of those properties that they had scheduled for the auction, are basically going to have to wait an additional, several months or a couple of months without collecting money on, probably.
Yeah.
So it may be more than for us. It might be a logistics issue for counties just trying to figure out how to kind of continue, operating until they've got money coming in, which is probably the case in a lot of America right now. And California has, let's see here. They had some postponements that have taken place here.
Yeah, you know what was interesting is as of yesterday, I didn't check it today, but some of the counties still had their auctions going on, at least on their website, which doesn't make sense for California because they've been pretty strict on the rules there. So, they still showing some auctions coming up there. If you had planned on attending, definitely, give them a call, make sure. So the Orange County in California is still on.
Yeah.
Or was.
Yeah, at least, as of the last time that we looked. And we're sure that that these are just kind of the beginnings of some of the effects that I'm sure it'll have.
In fact, I had a comment from one of our YouTube followers today on one of the videos that Texas auctions, some of the counties in Texas are still on for April. So, I think, there's some of them were kind of drastic, and just say, okay, we're canceling it. And then some of them are kind of waiting and seeing what happens.
Yeah, which a question that's on a lot of people's minds right now is, really all about the market and what the market is going to do, because, we're obviously in unusual times, and people not being able to work here for a given time here is obviously going to have a negative effect on the market. And so, let's address just how tax liens and deeds are affected by dramatic changes in the market here. Let's talk about what's happening right now in the market, how we think that maybe, how people will react to it, or what we might see, and some of the ways that we think we might be able to take advantage of it. So the current market right now, we're seeing a number of things that are unusual, but with the coronavirus, the biggest thing that we're seeing is just the stock market taking a sudden, plunge here. I think that's only over a period of it's like 3 or 4 days, essentially, not that long of a time period. And of course, the concerns they have is that this is going to lead to unemployment's going to explode and things like that. They've also already, lowered the interest rate down to like between 0 and 0.25%. So they're taking some measures right now, I think, to try to prevent further damage. And my guess is that I think that, well, at least if I were guessing, I think that this will pass.
Yeah, that's my hope as well.
Yeah, I think it will pass here relatively soon. And again, it's not to say, though, the damage is already done with the market. The benefit, though, is I think that the recovery is going to be extremely fast. I think we're going to see a lot of record days there when it does begin to recover, because it was doing fantastic here before this hit. But to give you guys an idea of how markets can be affected, during the real estate market collapse in 2008, there were dramatic changes, within the real estate market, but the tax sale market stayed pretty much the same. What we noticed, if anything, was an increase,
maybe in the number of properties that were going to the tax sale. You know, it seemed like we saw, you know, it seemed like there was just an overall increase in the, you know, the properties on the tax sale lists.
Yeah. Well, and you know, one of the biggest things that I think, you know, was factored into that was the fact that there wasn't as much competition.
Yeah, it was
You know,
a much lower level of competition, I would say, at that point.
You know, that's where, you know, during those times, in fact, I was just going through some of our old success stories that we had done, you know, around 2008, 2009, 2010, and you know, saw this nice home in Port Charlotte area. It was like 10 years old, you know, that they ended up picking up for like 12 or 13 grand or something. You know, where now that, you know, in the current market, that would have sold for a lot more. And so, you know, with the less, even with the more property coming, even if the properties were staying the same, as far as how many were going to market, there's going to be less investors and less people there at the auction, which means that you're going to get better deals. So that's the one thing that's nice about tax sale investing, is it really doesn't matter what the market is doing, because if it comes down to buying real estate through tax deeds, we're still able to buy the real estate cheaper than anyone else. And now we have less competition, so we can buy it even cheaper. And with tax liens, it's the same thing. You have less competition, so you get higher rates.
Yeah. Now, you know, you know, Robert was asking us a question. You know, just he said, you know, the vaccine's not really expected until 2021, and basically, you know, that people are going to be hesitant to move in public, but I guess probably looking for the reason why we think it's going to blow over. And one of the reasons why we think it is, and again, you know, we could be wrong, just as, you know, but you know, we kind of think that it's already that everybody's actually quite a bit behind. You know, when the coronavirus actually, you know, did kind of run its course through America. And this is just a guess, but you know, I mean, back when there was the original coronavirus scare, I'm pretty sure you got sick back then. You know, Steve and his family were visiting Disneyland at the time, and I think they brought back and got everybody sick.
I don't know.
I think it ran through America a lot faster than they think it did, and you know, so I think we're further along in the process than they think we are. But that's just guessing.
And you know, it's going to have to get back to normal. There's no way that people are not going to be able to go to school forever and everything. And so, you know, regardless of what's going to happen, the markets and the counties need the money as well.
Yeah.
So the county's going to, if they have to need to move to online auctions, the county's going to move to online auctions. You know, they need this money more than we need the properties to buy, you know, because that's how they're running all of their functions.
Their day-to-day operations
And
are
so,
going to depend on
you know,
it.
if it's not live auctions, it's going to be online auctions. I mean, really, all this is affecting us as tax sale investors right now is the live auctions, and to a small degree, the over-the-counter opportunities that we could purchase after the live auction was taking place. But if we kick this down kick it down the road, you know, a month or two, and then it starts back up, you're essentially looking at those same things.
Yeah.
You know, the same thing. It's just kind of a month delay.
Yeah. Essentially, what will be happening here is that, all those counties, the tax sales can't be canceled. You know, they can only be postponed, and so they're just going to need to cram a larger number of tax sales into, you know, the same number of days, you know, that they would have there, you know, in the coming months. So I would say this, you know, the summer is going to be a really busy summer for tax sales, and you know, there's going to be enough sales that what it should hopefully do is thin out the competition a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, at least that's what we're hoping for, is that you know, that the increased number of opportunities will thin out some of the competition, and that as a result, there may be better opportunities, you know, that will be coming up. But yeah, the best opportunities to buy are going to be, you know, taking place there through the auctions.
Yeah, well, I think there's definitely you're going to have less competition if suddenly you're adding more auctions where, you know, let's say, for example, Arkansas, you know, goes with 2 months without having their auctions, and now they're going to put that 2 months of auctions over the next, you know, 3 months or 4 months that they're doing the sales. You're going to have a lot more auctions taking place, which means that people are going to be more spread out attending those auctions, meaning you're going to get better deals. Plus, it could also affect the over-the-counters as well, because if there's not as many people bidding there at the auction, then, you know, there's going to be more over-the-counter opportunities available.
Yeah, which hopefully, you know, that is the case and it leads to that. You know, so really, you know, what we believe is going to happen here is that it's going to mess things up for some of the investors that were scheduled to attend these auctions, and you know, they may not be able to attend now, so maybe they'll have lower turnout than they would have before. But again, it's all just speculation. We really won't know until we hold the auctions. But the best way to give yourself a chance, because you don't know ahead of time, is to participate in more sales. You know, you're going to have to give yourself a lot of opportunities, you know, in bidding in order to win properties at prices you want.
Yeah, really it just means, you know, at this time, we're going to be spending more time focusing on online auctions and over-the-counter opportunities.
Yeah. Now, let me jump ahead there. You know, Robert has a question here. If a buyer purchases a property in HOA auction, or is it if you buy it and it's in an HOA, you buy it from the auction? I'm not sure which one he's asking there, but if the HOA lien is considered higher priority lien than anything else, would the new buyer be responsible for the mortgage lien on the previous property owner? So when it comes to HOAs, HOA liens are not normally going to have a higher priority lien than property owners. They shouldn't really have any claim to the property in terms of.
I think he's talking about an HOA auction where
you're buying it from the HOA.
Yeah. You know, and that's not really. I mean, it's not really something we've dealt with. We just deal with tax sales pretty much.
Yeah.
So
I don't know the HOA
know.
auction. I'm not sure where it stands because those are probably not true foreclosures.
I don't think it's going through judicial foreclosure.
Yeah, it's more like
It could if they had a lien on it and then they were able to foreclose on the lien.
Yeah.
But you know,
that's the one thing you want to check with one of those, Robert, will just be you know, you'll want to check exactly what the process is for the properties that the HOA is going to sell. You know, are they ones that the HOA you know, foreclosed on you know, through a non-judicial foreclosure, or was it through judicial foreclosure? That would be the main thing to figure out. You know, because in the one case, it's going to wipe out encumbrances and liens, and in the other case, anything that was owed is still going to be attached. All right, so let's take a look at some different property opportunities that we can pursue out there right now. You know, let's do this. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right, let's start off here. And, you know, we oftentimes start off here on the website. And we're going to go in here into the online auctions section, and there are still a lot of auctions that are scheduled to take place and happening here. You know, some of the auctions here that we've been paying attention to are actually listed here. So this is one of the sales here that we were looking at here earlier that I think will be a decent sale. And let's actually pull up some of these other shares that we've been looking at. Yeah, we also have we've been tracking some of these sales here, and there are going to be some great opportunities. The Imperial County sale, you know, has it's a fairly large sale and has quite a few properties, you know, that are available. They're also starting out, you know, they've got some lower dollar properties here as low as $100, and so you know, it is not scheduled to take place here for about 29 more days. You know, you've got a full 30 days basically, but the deposit deadline on it, we can see here is the 14th. And so the 14th of April anyway. So you still got plenty of time on that as well. And let's go over here and take a look here on some of the properties here. You know, I don't have anything to pull up here to tell me exactly what's what.
Kind of the way I do it with that is I just do it, you know, open up a couple of them at a time. You know, one thing that Bid for Assets has quit doing, which is kind of irritating, is they've quit including a Excel doc that you could download to review all the properties.
Yeah.
You know, that's one starting at what, $400. It's worth 11 grand, it says.
Yeah.
See what it is.
And it looks like it's 5.9 acres here, you know, in this area, but we can't tell if it has road access or not.
Try the other link.
Yeah. The parcel map and then GIS. The GIS maps sure make it a lot easier than it used to be. Now, of course, you're going to have to pull it up, though. You know, you have to look it up. So, you know, we could do that here if we want, but I'd rather just keep looking at more property. So basically, one of the ways we're doing this here to kind of save time, by the way, is we're going to close all these windows out here right after. I got to remind me to close these. We're basically just right clicking on this and we're opening up a whole bunch of additional windows so that we can just glance at them real quickly here. Really what we're trying to see is just kind of what the opening bid amount is going to tell us something there.
And these $150 properties, you know, most likely are going to be junk. You know, I mean, you can see what the value is. I guess that one actually has an address. You get it for $150 and you could actually drive to it. Maybe you could sell it as a bug out.
Yeah, I wonder if it was in a community that was never developed or something.
You know, some of land out in the middle of nowhere might be great to be able to sell right now. As end of the days, you know, you have your own little piece of land you can go hide out on in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you know, so all of those right there, you know, don't really look attractive here. And go through and see if sometimes they just have kind of junk auctions where, yeah.
You know, I saw some properties in here that had value. You know, it's just where in the list they were at.
Most of them are, you know, at this $150 mark. So, you know, that could just be a matter of them, you know, I don't know if they have value or not. We'd have to look into them more. You know, I think before I'd want to sink much money into them, I would probably want to know. Because I think it's more like a junk auction here. I wonder if these are all in the same area here. This, yeah, there's other more interesting properties here in the sales. But yeah, I think there are kind of a dwindling number of opportunities here. It's gonna be easier just go back there. Start back there. You know, this wasn't a huge sale here. You know, if I could say exactly how many properties that they're selling, but it's not a large number of properties. But some of these were at least more varying. You know, they were not all the same. And so we've got, yeah, minimum bid here of 20,000 and property here. They don't give us the estimated value of the property, but at least got a location here on it.
You can see the assessed value, but you've got to download the PDF on it. You know, one could be worth looking at is the Alameda sale, the Oakland sale.
Oh yeah, let's pull that one up here.
So that one's worth 80 grand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so View is kind of a smaller county there. Their system's a little bit different. We can see that. All right, here, let's go here to the.
Alameda.
Yeah, this one's coming up here pretty quick. They've got 191 parcels here in this auction, starting at about $1,000.
Probably erase some of those off the tops.
Yeah, let's go like this.
This is here is the Oakland area. You know,
They don't have a list.
no, but a bunch of them are good.
Yeah, let's see, look here. So $20,000 opening bid here. And no images, no value, no nothing. Let's see what it is. I'm sure that's got to be it right there.
Yeah.
It really is obnoxious when they don't include the list, because it makes it a lot harder to go through and look at all the items here. $66,000 opening bid amount.
I think you can also click on the parcel map as well. Oh yeah, that had this information. So you can see if it was vacant land or if it was improvement.
Yeah. Now, $68,000 and only valued at $45,000. That doesn't really make sense. Vacant commercial land may include miscellaneous improvements. Portion of, oh, maybe there's some kind of improvement on it. I don't know. Total taxable value though. Doesn't really make a lot of sense there with that property.
You know, I know that somewhere in here I got a couple of those homes that we showed.
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, we've got one of the houses here. And, because it's that area, all the property in that area is worth a lot. Yeah, I valued at $765,000.
So opening bid at 31,000.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty low opening bid amount in terms of percentages. If that 765 is anywhere close, then it's a bid of value that's starting at under 5%.
Yeah.
So yeah, there could be some opportunities there.
Oh, there's your grip of them.
Yeah, there's really quite a few properties that are still going to the sale.
I mean, there's some junk properties in here, but there's a lot of, there's a lot of good property as well. You click on the parcel map, at least tell you if it's a structure, and this one's it's got a homeowner exemption in it. One thing I've noticed is with some of these with the homeowner exemptions, they really have a lot lower assessed value. But when you look up the property, it has a higher value. As far as the market value is quite a bit higher than the assessed value.
Yeah, I can't tell that one. It's up there. You just have to let's see here.
The big Corello DeVille's house up there.
Yeah, it does kind of look like that. Let's close out. Well, the bid for assets, the other ones, that we can look into as well are all of the real auction ones are still going to be happening. Those are some easy online auctions to participate in regularly. And some of the counties here have sales more often than monthly. Some of them have them every week. So there are some different opportunities there. I also like some of these, some of the auctions there through the other companies like Grand Street Group.
I think Kern County actually just had their auction.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what we looked at earlier.
That was their humongous auction here.
Well, a lot of these are still going to have ongoing auctions here happening monthly. I didn't look into Miami-Dade to see what they had.
A big sale happening tomorrow.
Yeah, which, you know,
Oh,
big
it's
sales there.
0-100. Click on that and see if they canceled it.
Canceled for the
Why
county.
would they cancel it?
You know, I don't
Look at
know.
next month. You know, there's no need to cancel it if it's an online auction.
Now, let's see what they've got. 53 out of 81.
They haven't canceled this one yet.
No, this one could have properties here. Of course, I would have to go back here and look and see.
You know, but some of the things like that vacant land, now I don't know if that vacant lot is good, but that's a property, you know, if let's say that it was worth 50 grand, you know, and you're getting it for 10 cents on the dollar, you could pick it up for, you know, a decent deal. It's a bigger piece than I imagine.
Yeah, it is. It is a nice big piece. It looks like it's 423,000 square feet.
What is that, like 10 acres or?
9.73. Yeah.
Close.
Yeah. So interim await specific zoning.
All proud of myself, and it's just like figuring out in 50%.
Yeah, they give the taxable value they give it there is so low.
Yeah. Well, it might be because of what it's zoned.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Acreage is not classified.
Man,
not classified agricultural.
You know, it'd be interesting is if you could go out a little bit so we can see what some of the other properties look like in the area.
You know, it
So
looks.
you're a bit away, but you're not too far away from, you know, the city right there. You can see.
Yeah, it's not that far. It's a big chunk of property too.
Huh.
Yeah, it is interesting here. Well, and there's actually quite a few of these these lots. I mean, this is another one here that.
Oh, it's the same area, I bet.
Yeah, and this one is 806. So this one I think is like what, 20 acres, 18.5 acres. You know, it's the same way, you know, in terms of its classification here. Oh, the other one's right there above it. So you could actually have, you know, with both of them there, you know, 18 plus that, and you have like 28 acres, you know, with both of them combined. It's a pretty good little chunk of land. But we've got other types of properties as well. Now, this one is a duplex. Yeah, duplex here that they value at, their estimated market value of 129. You know, let's see.
Let's check and see, you know, how it compares with what Zillow thinks.
All right, so this is. Let me close out some of these things.
The question, what is a homeowner exemption? And what a homeowner exemption is when somebody, if somebody buys a home and it is their primary residence, kind of their main home, then they can get what's called a homestead exemption, which helps save them money on property taxes. So they'll take off $25,000 off the assessed value, you know, for example, so that you pay $25,000. So if your home is assessed at $100,000, you're only getting your home assessed at $75,000. And so, you know, it's kind of just a process that homeowners can go through where they can get that exemption so that they pay less property taxes. In some cases, though, it will give the property owner more rights. For example, in Texas, properties that are homestead properties have a 2-year redemption period instead of a 6-month. So they protect homeowners and they protect farmers and farmland in Texas, but everything else has a 6-month redemption period. And in Florida, if they have a homestead exemption or homestead tax on it, then when it goes up to the tax deed sale, the opening bid actually starts at 50% of the assessed value versus starting at the opening bid.
Yeah, so when you see, sometimes if you see an opening bid that seems like it's too high, you know, if it's exactly 50% of the assessed value, it's probably, you know, a homestead exemption property.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you see some, you know, $80,000 property, or I mean, yeah.
419,000.
If you see an $80,000 home starting with a $40,000 opening bid, it's probably because it is a homestead property.
Yeah, they're saying that this one's. Oh, wait, oh, hold on here. Yeah, that looks like, that looks to be in the same place as this one.
Where's the other map?
Oh, here, let me just, okay, so, well, this is the one that shows up here, but when I'm looking at it, yeah, that must be the house. But then you look at it this way, and that does not look like the same house.
No, well, if you look at the one next to it, you can see. Oh, that's the street view.
Yeah, that's what I mean, you know, like, so that doesn't really make sense, you know, therefore I don't think any of this stuff is right either, you know, on it. And so, you know, it doesn't really make a lot of sense
Maybe
here.
because somebody maybe one of the houses next door, like it could be this house, you know, where, and they just put it onto the next person.
This one they're listing as vacant land. Interesting. I wonder if that was torn down or something. But even the vacant land there could sell for, you know, for 100,000 or close to it, you know, in a place like that in Miami. You know, I mean, most all these properties are valued 61,000 for that vacant lot. Anyhow, let's see here. Yeah, there are a lot of property opportunities coming up with this place.
Yeah, 8,072, 4,066,
Yeah.
14,100.
Yeah, and the numbers are all workable. You know, so it really will kind of come down
Miami
to,
Beach.
you know, yeah, it'll all come down to competition in the sale. Oh, that's beautiful.
Where's that?
It's right here. You know,
Oh, that is sweet.
yeah. So, you know, it's got to be a high-end.
Oh, that's the one above it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right here, 6060 Indian Creek Drive.
Click on the link. See what the property.
Yeah, condo it's a timeshare. I wonder how does that work?
I've never seen that before.
I've never seen it.
I don't think it's a full time. I think I doubt it's like just a timeshare. Because I've never seen a timeshare sold, and I've seen them in California, but not once. Like,
well, and valued at $100,000.
Yeah, I think it's just the deed. It's just maybe there's timeshare type properties in there or something, or some type of condo.
Yeah, well, it says hotel or, you know, or motel, condominium.
Oh, yeah, so that's just primary use has several different uses within there.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Small, you know, it's 361 feet. Little probably.
Oh, look at that though. Okay, so what we have right there is for this unit, with the undivided portion here that they must own, they own a third of it. I wonder if that's the case. Could that be the case?
No, that's their undivided interest. I think that's the undivided interest in all of the common area.
Oh, yeah, that probably is correct here. Well, that is transient residential, hotel, motel. I'd be interested to know if that actually is, you know, if that affects it at all.
My guess is no. My guess is just a regular tax deed.
Yeah. Well, there's others here, you know, I mean, that's the only one that's listed like that. You know, these other ones are kind of listed the same. This one's another condo.
Yeah, 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah.
Quite a bit bigger.
This one could have a homestead exemption on it.
Yeah, let's check and see. So first thing we can do is look at the property address and the mailing address you can see that it is the same. Then if we also scroll down, let's see, market taxable tax exemption value 25,000 right there underneath the school board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the taxable value there, is basically.
They're taking it down though, so.
Yeah. Yeah, well, by half really,
Yeah.
almost, they mark it in half to drop the prices, to drop the property taxes owed.
Now, if we were to look at this property and let's say it's worth 130 and it's in good shape, then there's the exemption right there, the 25,000.
There's a second homestead.
Oh, how do they get a double homestead exemption? Because you're only supposed to have one exemption on one property.
I don't know.
I don't know, maybe there's a senior citizen exemption or something.
Yeah, I don't know. There are certainly a lot of
Those
properties
values.
to go off of, though.
Some higher value ones there.
Yeah, some of these have.
Let's get that one.
This one's a 302. This one's a nice condo. $300,000 condo, 750 square feet.
Yeah, it's newer built too, 2007.
Yeah.
A property like this, you could, I mean, even if you got it at 50 cents on the dollar, you could kill it.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be limited amount of work that's going to need done. It's a newer property. You don't need to worry about roof or.
The Waverly at South Beach. It's a condo there.
Right there on the ocean.
Yeah, that's a beautiful one. 1,000 square feet, built in 2001.
We should see what some of these values are on Zillow. I'd like to see what the difference is.
Let's take a look here and see. $655 on this one. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,000 square feet. Let's see how this is listed here.
Was that the address?
Yeah, I think this is the one. Yeah, this is Waverly at South Beach. So, yeah, these are the properties here. Here it is. So the Waverly at South Beach.
16 unit number.
Oh yeah, unit 1611 is the official number there on it. And you can see though that let's see here, units they have. So this one's I think
that one right
2-bedroom, right?
Yeah, 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. So these ones right here that are let's look at the 2-bedroom.
Those are all 1 bedroom.
Yeah, so all the 2-bedroom ones, are listed at over. I mean, that one's 477, unit 713, and the rest of these are above 500. So,
well, look at these ones are a little bit bigger in square foot, aren't they?
Yeah, it says 1,084 square feet.
Oh, I guess that's close enough.
So it is slightly different though. But yeah, the value there, they're estimating at 345. It probably is. That's probably about right in terms of it being worth about 500.
Yeah.
High fours to 500. And yeah, let's see here. What did I just do? There we go. And let's see here. So under the sold, let's
462.
Yeah, we're looking at the other 2 bedrooms here.
Sold for 290, 374.
Yeah, that one's in a different place here. And the rent on them is also pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean it's going to be anywhere from 2,000 to
3.
To 3,000. Which is pretty impressive. Yeah, they are kind of nice units. Well, that would be an awesome one to be able to go after, would be any of these properties like that. At least if you're looking to go like to buy improved property that you're gonna have to do work on potentially.
Yeah.
I think they own some of these are a
Look
good
at that
option.
one. That one for 16 grand right there.
Yeah, 16 grand. And this one's
Nice
actually a
little
house.
house.
Yeah, a nice little single family home. They got the estimated here on it is 194. So it's $16,000. That is probably going to be 5% of what it's estimated to be worth here, I'll bet. And anytime you
How do
got,
you say that town or that city?
I don't know.
Lee?
Highly, I don't know. That is Hialeah.
I've heard of that before.
And look, 297 here.
Whoa. Street view is looking like a.
Yeah, let's see here.
Let's get a little street view on her. You always love when they leave the door open. It means they're real friendly. Oh, that one's not as bad as I thought it was. Never mind.
No, that's not.
You put some paint on it.
Yeah.
Or stucco.
Yeah, but the numbers though, yeah, definitely give it plenty of room.
Look at even just the land in there, 410,000. See those lots.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just a lot. I wish you could see these. It's 10,000 square feet.
Geez. Quarter acre lot?
Yeah.
I mean, a little bigger than that, but.
Yeah, it sold for 410,000. That is a lot. Well, land purchases there would all be great, to go after. But yeah, there are a lot of good properties. There's so many of these that we could keep looking at that are going to be interesting. I mean, 16,000 valued at 205. It is a multifamily.
It's kind of weird.
Condo.
Oh, it must be a condo because they've got it all, but it looks like homes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, those ones are probably similar. You've got probably a 300,000. And all of the numbers on these are pretty good. You've got a few of these where, where it's higher, but most of these.
Got your pool.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's a really nice one here, 2,100 square foot.
Let's look this one on Google Streets. Let's see what the condition looks like.
Oh yeah, I can see it here. This one's good. Owner occupied here. North Miami.
Doesn't have a homestead though, does it? It's too cheap of opening bid.
Yeah, there's an image from January of 2019.
So it's only a year old.
Didn't show up for some reason.
It just has Miami. Doesn't have North on there. At least on the thing they didn't. Issues.
Yeah, no luck. But we're only 3 pages into into this list, and it's an interesting list.
There's
a lot
a nice
of really,
one there, 27.
Yeah, all of these have, this one's a vacant lot actually. Starting at 22, valued at that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a nice vacant lot.
Yeah.
That would be one of those vacant lots that you could make a lot of money on.
Scroll it out a bit. I want to see.
It's a big lot.
It's right there in the middle of town too.
Yeah.
There's bigger homes next to it though. I was trying to see kind of where it's at, because you can see that home next to it is like the homes on either side are newly built with pool,
Yeah. These are all, I wonder if that one next to it is available too.
could very well could be on the same auction list,
Yeah, that would not surprise me at all if,
right above it.
yeah, there it is. Let's see. No,
Oh,
that's a
it's a different
different one. Wow, that's actually a nice one too. 17,000 square feet. So was that like a half acre? Less than that. Valued though at 200,000.
What's it valued at? Vacant, resident, vacant. You know, I wonder, I think you might be able to use that property and put like a fourplex or, you know, something like that on it.
Yeah.
Apartments, townhouses, something.
Yeah, the zoning there is for 2,100. It's for estate, 16,000. Yeah, it's got to be for. I wonder if those are standard homes, which is really nice.
Maybe they could be. No, you could probably build a custom home there too.
Yeah. It might already be zoned for that, you know, with the 2,100 estates, so that might be the case. That'd be the kind of thing that'd be interesting to contact the county to find out. But the value on it's excellent, and that one's kind of interesting too.
Well, the one thing that's nice about that land like that is there's just as much profit in that big of a deal as there would be. In fact, there's more profit than it is structured, but you're not going to have to worry about rehab or anything like that. You know, really with a property like that, I would just take it through quiet title and then list it with the best agent, you know, in one of the top agents in Miami that has big time money clients and get a good offer on it.
Is that the property here? Yeah, I think
that's
actually, I think that's it. It's a cloudy, so it makes it a little harder to see the overhead image here on it. Yeah, it's a nice deep lot. It looks.
Yeah, well, you get a nice fence.
Yeah.
You know, if they've got a nice fence and palm trees and like that, they're probably trying to keep. There's got to be something nice inside they're protecting.
Yeah, it's a nice property though, valued at 300,000.
It's built in 74.
Oh, Homestead, Florida. What?
Pulled up Miami.
Oh, it was the one that was suggesting it. Let's see here. Well, I don't know. Maybe with some further efforts here, we could get that to pull up for whatever reason.
Oh, you don't want to do it that one because it's doing where you're currently at.
Oh yeah.
If you backed out of it, or you could do that one.
Yeah. But yeah, there are lots more that would be interesting to look into. That one's got a homestead exemption that is valued at 600,000.
Let's actually look at that one.
Yeah, so that one starting at 300,000, but it's valued at 600,000.
Oh, it's a condo.
Yeah, multifamily 4-story townhouse, 2,500 square feet, 3-bedroom, 4-bath with 3 floors.
It's a luxury condo, like penthouse type thing.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. And that one's commercial.
Oh, it
Professional
is.
services building. It's like an office building.
Medical
there.
group.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff. Yeah, I think there'd be some good opportunities with this sale. A lot of these too are starting off with percentages that are pretty favorable.
Oh,
like
that's
that one,
weird.
That one just says that same thing, that time sharing, but it's real values.
I think it's just the classification has hotels, motel, because these might have been motels where they've been converted to condo.
Yeah, that is probably true.
I don't think it has anything to do with being a timeshare.
It is nice though, beach resort condo here. Look at that.
Yeah, it's close.
Right there on the beach. Yeah, let's do it pretty good. Anyhow, we're pretty much out of time here for the day anyway. Another multi-unit here.
Duplex.
Yeah, it is a duplex. Anyhow, we'll see. We think everybody, if over the next 2 weeks, we'll see how things. We'll see what happens here over the next few weeks. We think that the tax sales anyway, though, should resume here before too long, and there's still some online opportunities right now we can take advantage of. And well, interesting to see what is left on this list here. Time for the auction. on April 16th.
Yeah, so, we'll keep you guys informed, but we really don't think there's anything necessary to panic about as far as the tax sale market. Just, be safe and I think this will pass and things will get back to normal. And really it could, even though it puts off buying property through live auctions right now and it's an inconvenience, it really could create a bit of some unique strategies here in a couple of months where there may be opportunities to acquire more property. So we'll keep you guys informed and let you know about any changes.
Yeah. And thanks so much for taking the time to join us tonight. We will talk with everybody soon and let us know if there's anything we can do to help.
Yep, have a good one.